If you want to write online but find yourself stuck with questions like who am I writing to, what am I writing about, and how on earth am I going to stand out from the crowd, this video will get you unstuck immediately. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs across a range of niches and expertise levels grow their business by writing online. And in this video, I share a client interview of someone that has been blocked for years and wrestling with the same problems that you are. I help him get unstuck within 10 minutes and it will do the same thing for you.
I
Enjoy.
have been having just a really hard time with even just getting started past the original like introductory post. Part of it is that there is just suddenly so much going on in my life and it's been really chaotic. And I've been telling myself, oh, I got to find the time for this. But the reality is, I'm not going to find it. I should probably just make the time and do that whole thing. But beyond that, the other thing is that I just really don't know who to write to, what to write about. And I know that's part of like the exercises and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to figure out kind of where to even go with all of it.
Okay. How far did you get through? Like, where have you got to on who to write to and what to write about?
I went through the like transformation vehicle, but that's about it because I don't know what that transformation would be.
Okay. Okay. Give me some options. So what would you like to do with your writing, mate?
Well, a lot of the thing that I've been kind of focused on lately is really just trying to figure out where, because I'm a email marketer, freelance email marketer, and I work for a company full time that does like a community for food and beverage brands. And one of the things that I'm noticing with people who are in our community and also just marketing generally is that they're kind of like outsourcing all of it to AI and really losing the human element that makes it cool. Kind of what they do and what all of my past clients have done. And so that's really what I'm sort of interested in these days is trying to figure out where it's useful to use AI for marketing or business generally, and where the human element really shines. And I think that might be a really good place to kind of dig in because especially with a lot of small business owners and coaches and stuff like that, there's so many demands on time that they think, oh, I'll just outsource everything I possibly can and I can write an email with AI in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. And just before I dive into that, how are you envisioning your brand here? Like, what are you hoping as an outcome of writing?
Like for me or for yeah, so for me, I think a lot of it is just taking all of this stuff kind of kicking around in my head and distilling them down into actual ideas as opposed to just kind of vague, gesturing at like, oh, I see this in the world. What does that actually mean?
Mm. So sort of figuring out your blueprint for the way you do things.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah. And you want that so that you can do it better, or you want that so people will know you, or
That's a good question. I think it's a little bit of both. I think part of it is this weird, almost sort of, I don't know if rebellion is the right word, but I do find myself all the time just getting really frustrated by all of the AI sort of slop in the world, and um, it really has made me jaded in a lot of ways. That the thing that I like the most about uh, you know marketing is the human element, and the fact that people are kind of sort of outsourcing that, it drives me a little crazy. So maybe part of that is, if we were talking about if I can actually help people, then maybe that would be the end result, is like finding that human element and turning it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll bounce back kind of what you're telling me and we'll see what jumps out. But to me, it sounds like you're helping. So you want to help entrepreneurs or small businesses market themselves in an AI-driven world. And within that, a big polarizing side for you is that like people are over AI reliant. You're losing the connection, and connection is the entire point. And so that's one thing. And then the other thing is that, because you mentioned that actually you're not saying don't use AI all the time, it's working out when to use it and when to not. So that's really good. The fact that you're jaded and frustrated is fantastic, because that leads to very good writing. And so I would be kind of tempted to say that, because I asked you, what are you sort of trying to achieve here? And there's a few things you're trying to achieve. If your social media profile or your writing is you having an outlet to express what's on your mind, and basically sharpening your ideas around marketing, and you were just to write that I would give you two choices: either to teach Jared how to be a marketer, i.e., like Jared 6 months ago, like these are the things you need to do and these are the things you need to get angry at, etc. Or pick a small business owner that you like, one that you're like, look, I just want to show you what you're doing wrong and I want to help you think about this differently. And I would just write to them about it. One of those two. And I would have a little bit of fun with it. Someone pisses you off, write about being pissed off. And what you'll find is, one of my favorite quotes from the Val Ravikant is, if you don't know what to build leverage. And this is kind of what you're doing, where it's like, I've got the job. I don't know what exactly the brand is going to do right now, but I understand the weight of a brand. So I'm going to use this to basically just build my reputation. That might lead to better career opportunities or business opportunities, whatever you decide. But like having this like polarizing view around human first marketing. And you can tie that into where the market's going, because we'll do this next week, but like going against the grain is the most important part, and it sounds like you've got that there. So with everything that I've just said, where does that leave you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. For some reason, I kind of perked up when you said like, oh, connection is the whole point. And I think that is another thing that really, I think, is important to me as I'm, kind of thinking about it now. Community has always been a really big part of my life. So I think that also can, I know how a brand can create community, and I think it's through that connection. So all of that, I think, is downstream from, that sort of human first part, especially, at the smaller end, when we're talking about smaller businesses or entrepreneurs or whatever. So it sounds good to me.
Cool. I mean, when you do the practical advice this week, I agree with you. I think that every brand and business right now really has to be focused on creating community. Because if we can't make people feel like they belong in our world with whatever we're offering, like, I just don't think people are going to be that interested because of everything becoming artificial. And so you have a really cool, we do this, actually I don't think it's be in the next week one, but there's a really good content type called predictions. And so we could think, okay, so this is where AI is going. What's the other path? What's the way that we can succeed in there? I feel like talking about stuff like, look, you need to be human first because you need to build a community around your business. There needs to be a sense of belonging around your business. We need to bring people together first so that we can serve them second. And to me that sounds quite Seth Godin-y, which is fantastic. You know, I would be a fan of Seth Godin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. One thing I always think is that that's great, like, because Seth has a very good message, and he's spent 30 years refining it, and we can use that as well. Like, it's a similar vibe, but like it's important that we all advocate for the thing we believe in, and so like go down that route for a while and have some fun with it. I know at the start you mentioned there was a lot of blockers, like you haven't got like past that first bit. I would maybe just for you like break it down and be like, cool, this is going to be a note to self for a little while. A note to self about human first marketing. How's that sounding? Does that feel a bit easier or a bit more exciting?
Yeah, I think so. I think that before it was kind of like all of this stuff was kicking around in my head, and actually, I don't know, hearing it out loud and having you bounce back, it was like, oh, there are more through lines than I would have initially thought. And of course now it sounds pretty obvious, but
it happens to me all the time. I do it with my business. I say it to someone and like, yeah, it's right there. It's I think the next part is just not getting in your way, as you just try to write about it. Like, it's okay for it to feel scattered, because week to week it might even look scattered, what you're writing, but month to month, year to year, there is a direction of the body of work that you're building, and that's the point.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. I don't know, I guess I had it in my head I have to build this whole thing, but yeah, I'm feeling better.
Cool. We have to build the whole thing, but you can do it a word at a time. That's the best bit.
All right, so well, I appreciate it.
At a time. Hey man, looking forward to seeing it.